Welcome into today's video. I'm going to keep it a quick one today. I wanted to go over essentially what I've sort of been noticing throughout the last sort of half year in my investing journey. One thing I did want to mention is in this video is that I've sort of noticed that I've set myself this standard of, right, David, I want to make at least 3 times my money on this idea. If it's not a 3x, I instantly pass on it, which obviously is going to filter out a lot of ideas, which again I'm okay with because I'm willing to sort of sift through a lot of ideas here. That's completely fine with me. But what I've noticed is over time what's happened is I've sort of anchored myself more and more to that 3x, whereas potentially I could be missing out on bigger opportunities. And yes, even though it's still quite a high bar, I still feel like I gradually notice myself sort of becoming complacent and saying, well, if it's barely a 3x, that's still okay. Now, obviously, there's a lot more that goes into sort of identifying and looking at ideas, but my point here was just because you've set yourself a sort of a bar doesn't mean you have to fall to it. And that's something I've sort of had a realization actually when I was looking at one of these stocks where its assets, its NAV to, net asset value to market cap was significantly above 3x. It was something in the range of 10, 12x, even 20x based on sort of commodity prices. I'm not going to go into that at the moment, but that in itself made me realize, oh shit, I need to, wake up here and just make sure I'm not constantly sort of lowering myself to this standard just because it was set. That should be a minimum, and it should be sort of a way to filter out ideas, but it should definitely not be the sort of the normal range or the maximum. It's just a way to quickly say yes or no when looking at a whole bunch of ideas. Maybe that's something for you to consider. Obviously, you might have different criteria and different things you look at, but just something to be aware of when you're sort of looking at and filtering through investment ideas. If you've not seen my earlier video on finding investment ideas, that's something I highly recommend. In there, I sort of talk about famous investors' methods on finding investment ideas and ways you could replicate it, and also the way I do it, which is also the free version, and the best things in life are always free, as we know. Thanks for listening today. That's all.